Welcome everybody to TruExact Show. I'm here with Eric, Ellie, and Brian, and our special guest today is the one, the only strange music artist, Joey Cool. How you doing, man?
I'm good, man. I'm maintaining.
I love that term. It's not used enough, honestly.
No,
Like you're just maintaining. It is what it is. Yeah, it's
as we all can. You know what I'm saying? As much as we all can.
Exactly. So, really quick, thanks for taking the time out. I know you're busy with your schedule and stuff, but before we get into some questions, what we like to do with our guests is get a background about them, where they grew up, how they got into music first, how they veered into hip-hop or whatever genre they're into. So, try to talk about that, man, and then we'll get into some later stuff with Strange.
Okay. I got into music probably like 17 years ago. I was in high school, really. I'm 35 years old, in case people don't know that. I was like in high school doing this shit. I would go through the halls during passing periods and shit, and one homie of mine named Dave Tyndall would pass me these fucking notes, like these notepads, where he would have bars on them, and then he'd be like, all right, after the next passing period, you should have the next 8 down, or the next 4 down, or whatever the fuck it is. And this dude was like a pretty prominent like battle rapper at the time. He was a couple years older than me and shit, but like he had heard me rapping at a couple like house parties and little stupid shit like that. You know?
Right.
Just super raw talent, whack as fuck, but super raw. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, I got into it like that, but also my grandfather was a huge influence on my music and my music and all that shit. My family, my mother's side of the family has been in music forever. So that's why my uncle used to write for like Immature and
my God,
like rap with him and all that shit. Yeah.
That is awesome. I remember watching them on like All That back in the 90s. Holy shit. Very underrated boy group.
I know, you know, much as Houston and shit, you know.
Now, how do you know you could write though? Like you said, you got in there when you were like 17, because we had a book of rhymes too that went through like classrooms and periods and stuff. And like, who did you listen to that like you started to like formulate the raps? Who did you emulate when you were trying to write?
Well, people ask me like who made like my favorite rapper, like the person who made me want to rap is Jay-Z. I don't know if I tried to rap like him. I'm sure I tried to, but like obviously nothing from that. You know what I'm saying? But I had a big influence with NERD, with Pharrell and Chad.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like that was like the first shit I did. Not singing shit, but like that when I started music for real, I was singing a lot more than I was rapping.
Right.
And no one that was way back, so like no one would know that, you know what I'm saying? Until now, like they know it, you know what I'm saying? Before that it wasn't like that. It was just kind of I kind of did it way back then type of thing, you know what I'm saying? So
right, I would guess we're kind of around the same age, because I think we are saying that. For us, it was like the 8 Mile boom had a huge influence on us.
Yes, of course.
So like, did you? I remember like when we left the theaters as white dudes, we were like, we want to battle, like the next party. We're like, and man, were the bars horrible? Were
funny? I watched that movie twice in theaters, man, in a row. Like, you know what I'm saying? I mean, and one of the white homies like took me there too. You know what I'm saying? Like he was like, yeah, man, but he knew I was rapping and shit too. But like I was just as amped too, like, you know. But that's Eminem, it's Marshall Mathers, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Right.
You're supposed to get hype off that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like that's not a. He made that movie for people to feel like that.
Right.
You know
Except the part where I went to see with my cousin, who was a female, and we had to sit through the scene with Brittany Murphy very awkwardly, you know.
Okay.
Sitting next to her.
Yeah, that was a little bit strange and all that.
Yeah, very awkward scene.
No, it's not. I got there's friends in here from Kansas City, obviously rappers and things. So they in here right now.
So when I know, like Brian and I, when we like first wrote, like we had a rude awakening on how we weren't that good. Are there like bars that you wrote that you look back on and just look back?
Sorry guys, this is Tay Diggs. Guys,
what's going on, Tay Diggs?
Hey,
hi.
How you doing?
Yeah, he can't hear y'all, but you know. Yeah, he said he's looking.
I would say that's a mute rapper.
No, I don't think that would work in the grand scheme of things. You know what I'm saying?
Was there like a rude awakening? I can't believe I just used that term. Was there like a rude awakening when you like knew you had to step your bars up when you first started? Did you listen to someone rap or battle and you were like, okay, I need to like step my shit up, you know?
I'd probably say like for real when I like took it more serious. Like, well, I moved to Chicago right when I was like 18, so like going from Kansas City to Chicago, it's already like a whole culture shock of shit. Like especially back then when I was coming up, so it was just much bigger. A lot more people doing music and hip hop, and especially in Chicago. You know what I'm saying? Which is where my roots and shit would come from anyway. So after that. I would. I'm sorry. It's kind of loud in here.
That's fine, man.
I'm so sorry. I'm sure you can probably hear it. Okay.
Sorry, it sounds like a party, and I want to.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, we all want to like come party now.
Yeah,
I know. I wish you guys could like come experience what's happening over here because it's going down. I'm sorry. Okay. Okay, let's do this again. Ask me the question again.
Was there a period where like you had a rude awakening? I can't believe I used it again. A rude awakening. I need to stop. I've had too much water here. So, so like you know your bars. You thought they were good, then you like rap burst someone or with someone. You're like, I need to step my shit up here. Like, was there a moment?
It was probably with JL. Once I met JLB Hood, which is like, I don't know, 10, 11, 12 years ago, something like that.
Right.
We met each other just randomly at a show that we were doing. As like we didn't know each other. Like we just both watched each other perform basically. And like the next day we were in the studio together. So I say from that point where I got more serious about it, it would probably be him. And then obviously with him comes Tech Nine, and then like, you know, like you hear tech rap, you gotta feel like you can rap better. Like, I mean, I don't know. I'll be thinking I have dope shit, and then he plays me some shit, and I'm just like, all right, cool, bro.
Yeah. Now I need to rewrite my whole. It's like an LL. It's like an LL Cannabis type thing.
Yeah, yeah.
I have to rewrite my whole shit because he's just fucking out.
It's like good shit, bro. All right, man.
Can you please leave the studio now? Good shit.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Brian.
I gotta go home and rethink my life and shit.
Right. Yeah, I got to start from scratch now. Thank you, Tech Nine.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's usually how he does things, but he be acting like he doesn't. But, you know, I guess that's why he's tech, so, you know.
Brian, go on.
How long did it take you to kind of find your voice?
That's a good question. I don't think anybody ever asked me that.
That's what we do here. That's what we do here. It's a new outline, new questions.
That's good. That's good. That took. I mean, I don't even think I found it all completely yet. So like, it's like a work in progress for me. You know, some people have this shit. I would say it's different for every artist, but like, I'm always like changing and always evolving to whatever I think, you know, or adapting to whatever I think I should be doing at the time. So it's kind of like a work in progress for me. Yeah. But I think where I found like my pocket where I was comfortable probably came just like within the past like 5 years, honestly.
Yeah. I
think over 10 years, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, definitely. I think it's like when you start to break away, because like when you're younger and you're like, oh, I want to rap, I want to do this. Like obviously you try to emulate your idols. Like you said, Jay-Z. Like, all right, how can I rap like Jay-Z? You think that's a popular thing to do? Oh, that's how I'm gonna make it. I gotta be like Jay-Z. But it's like you use those influences, but you also be yourself.
Yeah.
And it's so hard to integrate that and put that together. You know, it takes time.
Yeah, it is. You're right. Because like what people got to remember is that Jay-Z is Jay-Z because he's Jay-Z.
Yeah.
Like, you know, he wasn't trying to be anyone else, clearly. He was trying to be himself the whole time. That's why he still is himself. now. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's still relevant today, clearly. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? On 20 plus years in, you know what I'm saying? 30, almost 30 years in this shit. So, I think it's just like him, like he had his voice as it was in the beginning,
Mhm.
but like he wasn't trying to be anyone else. He was just trying to be himself. So like you said, like, yeah, you got to be unique in your own thing. Like that's how people notice you, is if you don't sound like everyone else. You get drowned out in the crowd if you sound like everyone else.
Right. Yeah.
I bet you though, there's some song somewhere that nobody's ever heard that Jay-Z sounds like someone else.
Of course,
Yeah.
all of us do.
Yeah.
We all sound like that. Like, I mean, music is always evolving, but like it's always evolving. So it came from somewhere. You
Mhm.
know what I'm saying? There's too much of it going around for somebody not to pull certain shit from certain songs and
Of
shit.
course.
You know what I'm saying?
What?
Especially if you respect that artist.
Oh, definitely. What part of the craft were you more drawn to? Was it like lyricism, like working with like syllables, metaphors, things like that, like the structure, or were you more drawn towards like storytelling, like that aspect of it, or like a combination?
Like in the beginning, you mean?
Yeah.
I think I was more drawn to the lyricism in the beginning,
Mm.
you know, which is why I guess it'll always be like a part of me. Like I always have that, you know what I'm saying? Because that's how it was in the beginning. But I was also focused more on like the recording aspect of it
Mhm.
versus like the performance part, because I wanted it to sound like that when I performed it. So, which is why I perform the way I do, because I wanted it to sound exactly how it does in wax.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of how it was for me in the beginning too. Like, let's focus on the lyrics, do that part. But because of that, because I had to focus on the lyrics, I was also trying to focus on the recording part
Yeah.
to make it perfect. You know what I'm saying? Because the words were meaning a lot. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
And then when you first started, were you doing like your own mixing of music, or did you have like a crew or like anyone else that worked with you?
Yeah, I've always fucking had a engineer or some crew that's around me that does that, because honestly, that is a whole other world of things. Like, you know, like that shit you got back there on your computer right there. See, I don't do none of that shit.
Yep.
That's not me. I just go on the microphone and make the song pretty, and then y'all do to make me sound pretty good. You know what I'm saying? You know, that's a whole other world, but which I can't like even begin to fathom. So.
Were you ever interested in learning how to do it?
I mean, I could record myself.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I've been around enough to know how to do shit like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Like maybe like a filter or two here, some stupid shit, like little things, but I can't do it like, you know, like I need it to be done. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
Plus, I'm
What?
spoiled being with strange. Like we got the like, you know, it's the best, so I don't have to do that shit anyway. You know what I'm saying?
I'm
Which is
with
great
you.
for me.
Yeah.
That's always the thing for me, because like me and Scott, we make music, and I was
Yeah.
always interested in like, you know, how does the music actually get made? And then like getting into it and like learning Pro Tools and learning all the ins and outs of it, and then like really like putting together a song. And like I think as almost as an artist too, you appreciate that aspect a lot because you see what goes into it to make it what it is, you know?
Yeah, of course. Yeah. I definitely believe that, because if you guys got to do that and figure out how to do the Pro Tools thing and all that, that's just a lot more. You know, that's a lot more on the plate
Yeah.
as is. You know what I'm saying? So
I'm with Joey though. I'm with you. I want Brian to handle it. I could barely mow my own. I could barely mow my own lawn. The last thing I want to do is fucking learn computer shit. All
Nah,
I
man,
do,
I'm not doing that. I'm
yeah,
not good at the technologies.
I get on here, I click record, and I host the show. Ellie, go on. If you got any
Yeah.
And
questions.
magic
I'm not.
happens.
And
Yeah.
magic
Okay.
happens.
Literally.
Okay,
Oh, no.
so love that you love NERD. Big time fan of them
Yeah.
as well. They're freaking awesome. That also kind of explains. So I saw you on that. I think it was December 11th, that King of Darkness live stream. Yeah, so I saw it, and like I know you had a piano player come out, and I was like, this is like some, I don't want to say lounge music, but I don't want that to sound like degrading, but it was like, this is some badass lounge music. Like I was really digging that. I was like,
no,
this
yeah,
is
that's not degrading at all. That's awesome.
okay, well, I do want
Yeah.
because I was like, actually, this is the kind of music like it's like lounge music with an edge, and it's like this is cool as fuck. It's like you're rapping over the piano, but it's not like harsh, but every rapper has those like harsher songs. Also, I love Stop That when I'm on my way to the gym in the morning. I'll like blast that shit to like get myself amped up.
Nice. That's tight.
And I'm so that's like my go-to song, and I'm like trying to wake up. I'm like, okay, all right, let's go, let's do this shit.
That's tight. Can you give me another one of these, please? I'm sorry, I'm asking for beers.
No, that's fine. Chug away.
I'm just gonna keep on drinking.
You're just making us want to come party with you even more, Joey.
Right?
Man,
Yeah,
you know
we're
what I'm
all
saying,
really jealous now.
Someone just hands you beers. That's awesome.
Right.
I had to ask nicely. You know?
So, where does the name Joey Cool come from? If you want to share that.
I was in Chicago. Thank you. I was
So where in
living
Chicago?
I lived on the west side in Forest Park, and I lived downtown.
Oh, okay.
At the Presidential Towers. Yeah.
Okay.
So I was there, and like I don't know, my attitude is kind of like nonchalant. You know what I'm saying? Kind of laid back. So I was just in the studio one day, like on the couch, kind of like this, just on the couch, but I was slumped back writing that, but I was just writing. And one of the guys in Chicago, you know, everybody's like, Joe, what up, Joe? Everything is Joe, like they would say, bro, it's like Joe. You know what I'm saying? So they would always say, like, this dude's so Joe Cool about everything. Like, you know, one day this rapper was like, he's so Joe Cool about everything. And I was like, all right. You know, because I really didn't have a name at that time. My actual name is Taven. It's Taven, my government name.
Right.
So I would say it has nothing to do with Joey or Joe. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I just kind of came from Chicago, and then when it was Joe Cool. Then I came back to Kansas City a few years after that, and my cousin was like, "You should call yourself Joey Cool. I think it's more marketable. It goes better." You know what I'm saying? And
yeah, for sure.
And that just stuck ever since then.
I didn't even think
that's
of
awesome.
that. Yeah, like that's. I didn't even think of it being Joe Cool coordinated, but it works.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, say Joey. He's like, Joey Cool. I was like, okay, yeah, that works. Yeah.
Well, that's awesome. No, it's a great name. I mean, it sounds cool, not to be like redundant, but it has a ring to it. Like like Joey Cool. It's like, that sticks with you.
Better no more than Joe Cool.
Awesome.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, no, that's really cool.
He was
kind of
definitely
makes you
right.
want to. It's like, right. It's kind of like Joey Cool. It's like that's an interesting name. Definitely makes you want to, do the Google thing on it.
Yeah.
And then I got two more, but they're like super quick. So tell us about your creative process and where you find or get your inspiration from.
Anywhere really. A lot of it's from like conversations I have with like people within my circle and shit. But I'll also do shit where I'll just like go to Wyoming or fucking Colorado Springs in the mountains or some beach or something like that, and I'll just sit there for a week in some house and just write. Write the whole fucking album. Or fucking even Lake of the Ozarks, something like that. Like I'll do it's if I get a change of scenery, that kind of helps a lot.
Sure, I'm sure. Yeah, kind of gets the creative juices flowing.
I'm not one of those people that really gets writer's block, so because I just know like what works for me to make my mind work differently.
Sure.
If I'm like feeling like I've writer's block, oh shit, let me get up and go somewhere right quick.
Right.
And then you're not idle anymore, so it's working there for me.
Very cool. And then last one, what's your favorite animal and why?
My favorite animal.
We're all over the place here. We just throw random ones at you. You got to be ready.
Hot seat.
Gorillas, silverbacks.
Okay.
Because I am a huge fan of King Kong.
Okay.
You learn something new every day about these artists. Before,
Yeah.
yeah.
Huge fan of King Kong.
before we get to Eric, I'm pretty pissed off at my two friends here who've known me for 20 years because I did some lounging myself, Joey. And you know, and I used to sit back and be real cool, even when we'd sit at Wendy's, and not one person thought, hey man, you should be Scotty cool. And it would have worked. So
Well, we wanted Scotty okay, but that just didn't sound good.
so I mean, like,
no, that might work. That's kind of cool. Though.
Scotty okay is kind of cool.
I'm pretty pissed off at them both. So, you know, a little vendetta going on. Eric, go on.
Just say, think back to the first moment when you decided you were going to go all in with rap. If you could go tell your younger self one thing that you know now and from your experience, what would it be?
I would normally say don't give up, but I didn't. So like I couldn't, like I don't know what I would tell myself now.
Okay.
Like, because that is literally the only thing I would tell myself.
Okay. Just keep going.
But like when people ask me like when did you know you wanted to be this, but I'm like I just always knew.
Mm.
And what I wasn't one of those people that just kind of figured it out. Like I was a kid wanting to be a rapper.
Mm-hmm.
Like for real. Like so that's why I'm doing it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like it's very much that simple. Like for real.
The laundry list of shit. The laundry list of shit. I would tell my younger self, "Hey, fatty, put the fucking donut down." No,
I mean, like, I'd have some fucking criticism about
real hard on my younger self. I might not even make it through here. I might not even make it to 16.
I'm telling you, I would tell my younger self like, don't break so many hearts because these girls are actually human.
Complete opposite than my fucking, you know, life, so.
I would definitely tell my younger self that. But
that's nice.
But other than that, like when we're talking about music and shit, like no, like I've always known I wanted to do this shit. Yeah, although I didn't have no plan B. That wasn't. I used to play basketball. I did. I played basketball for 13 years. Honestly, you know what I'm saying. But
more like maybe like the industry too, like something because you know you hear all these like horror stories. I know you're in a good situation now, but people just making the wrong deals or dealing with the wrong people, just stuff like that.
Yeah, for sure, man.
Yeah.
I was actually working like when I started doing all that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like when I got into music full time, and when I was working this job, I've been there like 5.5, almost 6 years, and it was actually my boss at the job that was like, hey, "What are you doing here?" They called me in his office like, everyone knows you shouldn't be here. You know what I'm saying? Like, because like it was like we was there working and then like everyone would go to the show after that. Like, you know, like my show, like the whole office and shit. There's like dude.
When you hooked up with Strange, I know like you knew of Tech obviously, but like how'd that whole thing formulate and like were you hesitant in signing with them? I know they've been around forever, but recently they've just built a repertoire of
empire.
An empire, whether it's like unique styles, whether it's like Jerry, Seth's crew, like all these dudes. So like, were you intimidated signing with them? Like even recognize, we go back to I mean, you probably watched those MTV battles like we did, wrecking them. So like,
of course.
Yeah, so like, were you intimidated to sign with a roster like that? Or did you like, all right, this will only elevate my ability, you know?
Yeah, I don't think no intimidation at all. I think I was just like ready to do it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, but like I said, I've been rapping so long that it's just like not a small thing. What's up, bro? It's not a small thing, you know what I'm saying, to be rapping for so long and like feel like you don't belong, you know what I'm saying?
Right. So how'd you formulate with Tech? Yeah, how'd you meet up with Tech?
A lot of that had to do with JL, like B-Hood, you know what I'm saying? He brought him around. He would come like to our shows locally in Kansas City. A couple spots like Riot Room, Record Bar. And he would just kind of like recruit, just like motherfucking college basketball or some football or some shit. Like that's kind of what he would do. He just came and watched us at these local shows, and
that's awesome.
Like all the time. Like you know, he doesn't do that. He doesn't do it ever unless he's like interested in somebody. So like he would do it, and like that's just kind of how you know what was up.
Right. Last thing, really quick. A lot of times with these like hip hop artists and stuff, even like we've had rock artists on, I like to find like an influence that you guys had growing up that maybe we might not guess? Whether it's like a 60s band, a 50s band, is there anyone other, like in another genre, who like really your fans would not even know you're into, like you have on your iPod? Like for me, it's Celine Dion. Big Celine Dion fan.
Frank Sinatra.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
That's
I got a whole fucking tattoo here of this guy.
Wow.
Oh.
It's a
Wow.
Frank
Crazy.
Sinatra. Can you guys see that?
Wow.
Yeah. What's your favorite song?
My Way.
That was my parents' wedding song. My dad made my mom play that.
That's gonna be the only song people play at my funeral. I want it on repeat.
There you go. Do it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have
Frank
a,
Sinatra's a huge, the biggest. People call me Swank Sinatra.
yeah, that's
So that's like my biggest influence besides my grandfather. And then what's funny is that they used to call my grandfather is the old lounge singer.
okay.
I would sing with like Patti LaBelle in Vegas on Christmas, and like fucking he was in a group with Frankie Lyman and his brother, and like, you know what I'm saying, like it's been a whole thing. Like my family, like it's a very musical family. So they called my grandfather Black Sinatra back then.
Yeah.
And he's in there from New York, so they was in New York doing this shit. You know what I'm saying? So then they called me Swank Sinatra, so I'm like, yeah, it's the whole thing.
Once again, another my friends never gave me. They could have, you know. You can always like there's so much coming out of this that, like, you know, Joe, I'm building anger.
But you gotta find your own thing. You know
no, not me.
Like you said, like
I don't have time for that.
You could be like Scott Dion or something. You know what I'm saying?
Perfect.
Don't defend them, Joey. Don't defend them.
Scott Dion, right?
I like that.
I just gave you a name, Scott Dion.
Face the game, whether you like it or not. It's happening. All right, last topic we do like a game here. I know you're busy, man. We do a final topic. It's called Gun to Your Head, right? It's kind of like a would you rather. We ask two questions each, and you gotta answer the questions and pick a winner at the end. Okay. Your favorite question you have to pick. So I'm not going to say who's on a roll here. There is someone on this show that's...
you don't get to do all that shit anymore.
There is someone who's on 3 in a row. We've done 3 in a row. I'm just throwing it out there. So I'll go first, okay? I'll ask the questions first. So for 1 month, I'm going on your name wordplay a bit. Would you rather watch Cool Runnings or listen to Kool and the Gang?
Kool and the Gang.
Nice. I would have done that too. Okay. Would you rather sit through an opera or fight the Phantom of the Opera?
Sit through an opera.
Fair enough. Who wants to fight a phantom? Not feeling great about those questions, if you ask me. Didn't really. Eric, we'll go with you, and then we'll move to Ellie since she's very confident about this one.
Would you rather quit rap and be a bartender or only spit tender bars?
Quit rap and be a bartender.
Would you...
That was a good one.
Thank you. Would you rather never eat popcorn again or yell pop every time you see corn?
Whatever.
Yell pop every time we see corn, because popcorn is one of my favorite snacks in the entire universe.
All right.
Solid questions, Eric. We'll go to Ellie.
Those are good. I like those.
Thank you.
Okay. Would you rather be covered in fur or scales?
Scales.
Okay. Good call. And then, are you familiar with the chupacabra by chance?
Yes.
Perfect. Okay, so would you rather own the only chupacabra known to man and never be allowed to show or tell anyone, or be severely bitten by a chupacabra and have to go to the ER and have no one believe your story?
I'd rather just own the chupacabra. I don't want to be bitten by anything, honestly.
It's fair. Okay, that's fair.
Brian, this is going to be a tough one. I think I know.
We'll see. All right. Would you rather be compared to Vanilla Ice or only be able to eat vanilla ice cream forever?
I only eat vanilla ice cream forever.
But it's Vanilla Ice.
Honestly. No, that's okay for me.
I picture him watching this episode just eating ice cream like...
All right, last one. Would you rather have to eat pretzel rods every day or have your nickname be Rod Pretzel?
Rod Pretzel, man. I'll fucking take that.
That's such a cool name. I want to change that to my rap name.
Rod Pretzel.
Rod Pretzel.
All right, Joey. What was your favorite question? Who you gonna deem the winner? What was your favorite question?
No, tough. I'm gonna go with Eric.
Yeah, my
Damn
man.
it.
That was close. That was close.
I think Eric. Yeah, cause he came with some shit, but then Ellie had some like really legitimate, like awesome questions. So like like because I definitely want to talk about
Hold on.
the freaking.
Let's do this.
Obviously.
First,
Who
second,
had the
third.
worst question? Who had the worst question?
Scotty, not cool.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Scott, man. I'm sorry.
You know what? I'll accept that. There's
This
times.
is the best
Probably
episode
not.
we've ever done.
There's times you gotta
Yes.
put it aside for the good of the team, and like I'm aware of that.
Okay, so you was taking it for the team. I got
No, he
you.
wasn't.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah.
Like,
The fucking lie.
I'm sorry, man. I'm gonna be honest. Yeah, those they killed you tonight with the
That's
questions.
fine.
I don't know. I haven't seen the
Boom.
episodes, but I just know tonight they definitely
Hey,
had
you
the
know
better
what?
questions.
Boom.
Eric read the room. I didn't. I went with. It is what it is. Sometimes you take it out, and you got to be man enough to admit your else. It's like I say, and I've said this for 31 years. There's no losing, only learning. I made that up.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah,
That's
blessings, not
ridiculous.
lessons.
Exactly.
Lessons, not lessons.
So you
Joey,
Or
said
lessons and
three.
blessings. However you think about it. You know what I'm saying?
exactly. I gotta have that as one of my next gun to your heads. Lessons. I'll work it in.
Lessons and blessings. Yeah.
Joey, tell
No
us.
losses ever.
Tell us where we can catch you. Plug your stuff like Instagram. Any albums you got coming out? Make safe something like that.
I can't talk too much about things, but I got some things coming out this month. I have a single coming out this month. I don't know if I was supposed to say that, but I just said it.
Your
I'm
secret
not gonna
safe.
say when, but it is coming out this month, so you guys should stay tuned because very soon here from a new album that I have completed already.
All right, that's all you get. All right, that's
All
fair
right,
enough,
thank
man.
you.
We'll take it.
Okay,
Joey,
yeah.
thank you very much for coming on. Enjoy the party. If you're ever on the East Coast in New Jersey, let us know. We'll have some
Yeah.
Modelo's with you, or maybe some Coors Lights, whatever we're in the mood for. Who knows?
We'll do it. I'm with whatever. I drink
Hey,
a
man.
lot of things.
Yeah, thanks a lot, buddy. Really appreciate
Thanks, man.
it. Enjoy
Thank
your
you
night.
guys.